Welcome to everyone that's joined the meeting. Today we are going to be introducing a new initiative at Vera called QuickStart Solutions that are aimed at supporting nonprofit organizations. Right, so my name is Caitlin. I am the QuickStart practice lead here at Vera Solutions. I have been working for the past number of months on developing all of the solutions that we'll talk about today. And before I was working on QuickStarts, I've spent just about the past 3.5, 4 years working as a solutions architect and business analyst out of our Cape Town consulting team. So I am excited to be facilitating this webinar today alongside my colleague, Wendy. And Wendy, I'll pass it over to you to introduce yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Caitlin. Hi, everyone. My name is Wendy, and I'm a business development representative at Vera Solutions. I've been with Vera for almost 2 years now, based out of our office in Cape Town, and I specialize in supporting nonprofit organizations in implementing technology solutions, working within the EMEA region, and most recently focusing within the African region. So yeah, really excited to be a part of this webinar. We hope that it will provide you with the insights that you would need to enable you to gain the necessary information for your digital transformation journey.
Great, thanks, Wendy. Cool, so a quick agenda for today. We'll kick off the webinar with a few icebreakers, and then Wendy will take us through 2 sections of the webinar. First, she'll start to unpack some of the challenges that we've seen nonprofits experience in managing their impact data. And then she'll chat you through Salesforce and why Vera has chosen to work on the Salesforce platform. Then I'll take back the mic to introduce everyone to the QuickStart bundles that we've designed, as well as explaining how our delivery methodology works, what it's like to go through a QuickStart implementation, and how you can get in touch with us to learn more. Great. So we're hoping for a little bit of engagement and interaction throughout the webinar, so it's not just us speaking at you. So to do this, we are using a tool called Menti. Menti will open on your browser or on your phone and follow the presentation as we go through. And whenever we hit an interactive slide, Menti will allow you to answer the various questions. So to access Menti, you can scan the QR code on your phone, or you can go to menti.com and enter the code here. So 75356129. I'll give everyone just a brief moment to access Menti before I move on from this slide. Great. If someone from the Vera side, okay, we've got a thumbs up, awesome. If someone from the Vera side is able to post that code in the Q&A, that would be great, but I think it is on the subsequent slides as well. Okay, super. Great, so to kick off, we've got just a few questions so we can better understand who's in the room. First, we'd love to know what part of the world you are joining from. If you are on a phone, you should be able to just drop a pin. Okay, great. We've got some answers trickling in. And if you are on a laptop, I believe you can answer on the right-hand side of the screen, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, amazing. So it looks like 3, likely South Africa, but it's difficult to tell. Big pins, small map, but we'll call it Southern Africa at least. Cool. Let's move on. Okay, we would love to know what type of organizations are on the call with us today. So you can answer here based on whatever organization type feels most accurate for you. So 2 nonprofits in the room, that's great. This should be very pertinent to the nonprofits in the room. Okay, great. Another nonprofit, super.
Yeah, looks like a lot of people are from nonprofits. Tech provider, that's great.
Nice. Yeah, it's always interesting to hear what other tech providers are doing in the space and how you're thinking about similar problems.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll keep it flowing here. Great. So here you can add what team you work on in your organization. I believe that you can select more than one option here in case you wear many hats at your organization, which I think we see for quite a lot of our clients. Okay, cool. Got some M&E people in the room, program management, great.
Fundraising as well.
Nice. We've got quick start solutions that definitely service these business
Yeah.
areas. That's great. I'm curious to know what the other is.
Same, yeah.
Okay, and then finally, what is the size of your organization? Vera works with organizations of all different sizes, from small organizations all the way up to enterprise level organizations. Okay, great. We've got some potentially large organizations, some medium-sized organizations. Cool. Lovely. All very helpful information. Okay, great. I am going to hand over to Wendy now to introduce you to Vera Solutions in a little bit more detail.
Awesome. Thank you, Caitlin. So yeah, a bit about Vera Solutions. Vera is actually a B Corp certified social enterprise that provides technology and consulting services to nonprofits and social enterprises. Our core mission is to amplify the impact of the social sector. We've been delivering technology solutions for nonprofits and grant makers for over 14 years now, with primarily focusing on program and project management and also grants management and impact measurement. We have a global team of 130 staff located in 6 different office hubs. Awesome. Thanks, Caitlin. So, in terms of the organizations that we've worked with over the 14 years of us delivering technology solutions, we've worked from small organizations. We started with grassroots soccer, for example, in 2010, and over the time, we worked with different types of organizations, most recent being WaterAid, AIT Food, and Help Age International. So, focusing on the African region specifically, we wanted to highlight some of these organizations which you might identify. So, this is in Africa. We've also worked with the Boma Project, World Bicycle Relief, and also Hodi. We'd be happy to share more information if you want to learn and understand the different types of tools that we supported these organizations with, the systems that were implemented. And you can also find this on our website under our case study section. Thanks, Caitlin. So before we dig into our quick starts, we wanted to share a bit about some of the common challenges that we've seen and heard from some of the organizations that we've worked with over the 14 years of us delivering technology solutions. And so, sorry, next slide. Thank you. And so the main challenge being that a lot of these organizations, we see that they face technological limitations in managing their data and impact. And so some of these common challenges that we've seen is that a lot of these organizations have siloed systems and tools. We've seen in most cases, these organizations will have different tools that are not even speaking to each other, and also extensive spreadsheets. We find that they're using a lot of spreadsheets, which adds to admin and time spent on working on these. And also, another common challenge that we've heard is manual workarounds. So from working with these different silo tools and using extensive spreadsheets, it results in these organizations having to use manual workarounds. Another common challenge we've seen is system cost. Yeah, so it's quite a blocker, a big blocker for a lot of organizations that are growing and require a more streamlined system. So these are some of the common challenges that we've seen and heard from the organizations that we've engaged with. There's also manual reporting, which I won't go into detail about. But yeah, like I said, these are just some of the common challenges that we've heard. So next, we're going to go back into Mentee. And we'd like to understand what challenges you are facing in managing your data. So you should see this question on your screen, and it says, what are some of the biggest challenges when it comes to managing your data and understanding impact? Too many spreadsheets. Oh yes, this is quite a common challenge by a lot of organizations, not just in Africa, in all the regions. Siloed systems, tools between finance and M&E data. Oh yes, again we've seen a lot of requirements regarding this. We have difficult to understand our impact. Oh yes, this is quite accurate. Manual and tedious processes. Yes, this is true. Without any digitized processes, the work becomes very manual and tedious. A lot of time spent on pulling data together for reports. Yes, we've heard a lot of M&E consultants speak to this. Nice. Yeah, great to see some other challenges that are being faced by nonprofits in Africa. Awesome. So our core mission at Vera is to implement systems that enable nonprofits to consolidate their data and amplify their impact. So our goal is to get organizations to move away from this common state or these common challenges that we just discussed to a future state that enables them to better understand and manage their data. So moving away from siloed systems and tools to one unified platform, as an example. Moving away from extensive spreadsheets to insights at a glance. This allows analytics through reports and dashboards, manual workarounds to a user-friendly system. System cost to affordable technology solutions are quite crucial for a lot of non-profit organizations who have budget limitations. So yeah, this is a big one as well. Awesome. And then manual reporting and also moving away from that to pre-built reports. Thanks, Caitlin. So then how do we get to this future state? So how do organizations identify and make a decision on the right tool or the right system? So at Vera, our team has developed this thought leadership piece that aims to support organizations to make this assessment. It has 3 questions and 10 criteria to evaluate and choosing a tool. So 3 questions being, will it meet our needs today? Will it meet our needs in 5 years? And what is the total cost of ownership? And then the 10 criteria, looking at the different costs that are involved. So yeah, that is, you can find more information on this on our blog, on our website. Thanks, Caitlin. Awesome. So going back to Mentee, we're curious to understand what tools are being used by nonprofits in Africa. So you should see this question. What tools are you currently using to manage your inbound donations, your programs, portfolios, and impact? Okay, we have Excel and Word. Yes, yeah, a lot of organizations are still using Excel and Word. Or Google Sheets, Microsoft Access, SharePoint. Yes, this is quite a common one as well. A lot of teams use SharePoint, Excel spreadsheets. Yeah, it seems like we have two Excel spreadsheets. That is a very common one. We have Kobo as well. We've seen, yeah, especially within the African region, we've seen a lot of organizations that are using Kobo. Awesome. This is quite interesting to see the different type of tools that are being used currently by organizations in the region. There's email as well. TaraWorks, yes. We've seen a lot of organizations within the African region specifically using TerraWorks. That's quite a popular one. Awesome. Great, thanks, Caitlin. So on today's Quick Starts, we'll be focusing on Quick Start solutions on the Salesforce platform. And so Salesforce is a leading CRM platform. It's currently ranked as the #1 platform, CRM platform in the world, and is used by over 56,000 nonprofits globally. Some of the reasons why we use Salesforce is because it provides really great servers and security, which provides data protection. It can easily be used on your mobile. It provides really great analytics. It has a user-friendly interface, and also it provides automation, which saves you time on working on. It saves you time on so that you can focus on the things that matter the most, the bigger problems, and it also provides a really great relational database. Awesome. So Salesforce has this really great program. It's called the Power of Us, which provides nonprofit organizations with 10 free licenses, meaning that you get to save on license costs. You can find more information about this Power of Us program on the Salesforce website. You can check if you meet the eligibility criteria. We'd also be happy to chat with you if you have any more questions or if you have any issues in checking that on their website.
Great. Thanks, Wendy. Thanks for that introduction to Salesforce. And I think also probably worth saying that our sales and BD team is always very happy to give anyone a demo of Salesforce. If you're curious to click around, see what it looks like, see what it feels like, it's always helpful, I think, to see what you would actually be using. Cool. Okay. In this section, we are going to chat through quick starts in a little bit more detail. All right, so what actually is a quick start? A quick start is intended to be this simple, easy to use, off-the-shelf solution. So after years of implementing systems for nonprofits, we've developed a few different quick starts based on some of the most common nonprofit use cases that we've seen. Really, the intent behind this is to shift away from the idea that you procure system licenses and then you go through this multi-month process of tweaking and configuring your system to meet your business needs before it's really usable, to delivering value to the organization really, really quickly for an affordable, predictable amount of money, but still having a system that is flexible and can evolve and grow with you over time. Great. So why did we create Quick Starts in the first place? So again, over these 14 years of implementing systems, I think the Vera team's really seen this increase in demand for sector accountability and transparency. There is increased expectations for nonprofits of all shapes and sizes to be data-driven and to use data to make informed impact decisions. But not every organization has enormous tech budgets, and not everyone has a super high capacity tech team. So we identified a little bit of a gap in the market for organizations that still need that data, still need to be able to use that data, but are struggling to go the conventional route of these long burn consulting implementation projects. So our answer to that is really quick starts, being able to give you an off-the-shelf immediate solution that delivers value to the business for a more a cost that is easier for you to budget for. Okay, great. So we've developed 3 core quick start solutions so far. So our first is Quick Start for fundraising. This one really focuses on managing individual and institutional donations and donation pipelines. Then we've got Quick Start for program delivery, which focuses on managing your programs and attributing benefits and services to people that participate in your programs. And then finally, we've got portfolio management and impact measurement, which is extended by Vera Solutions product and impacts. that gives you a nice robust set of program project management tools and a really best-in-class impact measurement platform as well. Excuse me. So in addition to the technology and the actual system, as part of a QuickStart, you also get access to some system training. So a technical consultant at Vera will be responsible for training your system administrator and a set of key system users to adopt, use, and maintain the system over time. And we'll set you up with the functional, so the business documentation and the technical documentation that you need to really own the solution and extend it in the future. Great. So because we build on the Salesforce platform, which Wendy explained, which is this kind of big, flexible platform with a lot of tools and functionality, every single QuickStart has a CRM layer, so constituent relationship management layer. What this allows you to do is manage your accounts or your organizations and your contacts and the relationships between them, as well as having some in-system collaboration features such as a chat function, file storage, and managing tasks and activities. Great. In addition to the training and the documentation that I spoke about already, every QuickStart allows you to rename system labels to align with your organizational terminology, as well as giving you access to Salesforce reports and dashboards, which are a pretty quick, easy, but really visually pleasing way to look at your data. And every single QuickStart comes with a set of pre-configured reports and dashboards to help you really quickly answer key questions about your data. Okay, QuickStarts, like the name suggests, are quick. That means that we haven't been able to include absolutely everything. So in the interest of transparency, what QuickStarts do not include is any kind of multi-currency or multi-language support. So you have to select one corporate currency for the org to work in, and QuickStarts only come in English for now. We are not including mobile or offline data collection. Any more complex data cleaning, transformation, migration services would need to be scoped for separately. And we're not introducing any custom automation, data security, or integration services. Importantly, again, because Salesforce is the basis to all of these QuickStarts, we have a lot of flexibility and capability to include these services just later on when the system is more mature. Okay, now we'll dive into a little bit more specifics on each of the bundles. So starting with QuickStart for fundraising. Super. So this QuickStart is really looking at managing your inbound individual and institutional donations, so your full fundraising suite. So this is tracking payments and receivables from funders, so really setting up that entire funding pipeline from a donation opportunity to your pledges, your commitments, your payment installations, and your actualized funds. What this solution does not include, importantly, is any kind of externally facing donor portal. So no kind of website functionality and no payment gateway to process donations. So again, like we said before, all of these are definitely doable. We would just need to do it in a later project phase. Okay, QuickStart for program delivery. Excuse my cough this morning. QuickStart for program delivery is really focused on program management and articulating and attributing benefits and services to different beneficiaries that participate in your programs. So through this QuickStart, you can manage beneficiary profiles and track things like registration and attendance of those individuals in your programs over time. There's also a little bit of lightweight outcome management here, which will start to gesture towards some of the bigger picture impacts that your programs are achieving. Features that are not included in program delivery, again, any kind of externally facing portals. So for example, if individuals needed to apply to your programs, that's not included out of the box, but could be added later. There's also no assessment or survey functionality. So things like scoring, grading, that would have to be in a later phase of work. And also we're not including case management at this point in time. So importantly, Salesforce has a really, really robust set of case management features and services. So if that's something that is really important to your use case, definitely worth flagging. Absolutely doable. Again, just in a later piece of work. Okay, quick start for portfolio management and impact measurement. So again, this is the quick start that is supported by AMP Impact, which has been on the market for a long time, is really tried and tested and built off of industry best practice. So on the portfolio management side, we've got a really nice set of program and project management tools, which allow you to create roles for internal and external organizations and people that play roles on your project. You can tag and classify your projects by various different categories, such as geographic or thematic area. You've got some nice project management functionality, including setting up activities with planned and actual start and end dates on a visual Gantt charts. And you can do some lightweight financial management, including budgetary planning, plan and actual expenditures, disbursements to other organizations if you use that, and financial reporting. Finally, we've got a risk module in the bundle that really helps planning around risks and risk mitigation strategies and actions. In the second block here, we've got impact measurement, and this is a deceptively small little block for a really incredible industry-leading set of functionality here. So the impact measurement piece of this bundle is really where you get into defining your impacts over time. So point one here, we've got logical frameworks, which allow you to set up your theory of change in the org. So from your activities or your inputs to your outputs, outcomes, impact statements with related indicators. So your indicators can have a set of baseline values, you can define targets, and you can set results at different time periods. Great, and then we've also got some functionality to create narrative reports with deadlines, and that will allow you to collect qualitative data about your projects as well. Okay. Some of the features that are not included in the PMIM bundle include, again, an externally facing portal for your reporting partners, if you have them, or the management of any incoming funds or fundraising. So importantly, those two topics are use cases that we see very frequently from our clients at Vera. So we have designed 2 optional add-ons for the PMIM bundle that will support those features. So our Plus Awards add-on really helps you manage incoming institutional funds. So not focused on individual donors, but looking at inbound grants or institutional fundraising mechanisms, as well as allocating that money towards your projects. Then the add-on for a partner portal creates really a similar to a website interface that allows any implementation partners or reporting partners to log in and submit deliverables. This could be things like financial actuals or indicator results, narrative reports, social media posts, anything of that nature. It will also allow them to view reports and dashboards so that they can understand their impacts. Okay, I will hand it back to Wendy now to go through some questions.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Caitlin. So yeah, in this next section, would love to engage with you. So we'll be going back to Mentee to discuss a few questions. First question being, what other functionality would you want to see within a quick start? So from the bundles and solutions that Caitlin mentioned, what else do you think would be beneficial for your organization? We have what about outbound grant management? Yes, so although this is not available within our quick starts, um, it is actually available as a solution, as a normal solution to be implemented by Vera Solutions. Our core product Impact, which Caitlin mentioned, does provide a lot of features and functionalities that support outbound grant management requirements. We have another one. It says, can you help us with support of the actually with our quick starts, with any implementation of our solutions, we do support our clients. With the quick starts, we help support you, provide training, and then we do also provide optional ongoing support should you want that post the implementation. So this can either be 6 months or 12 months, depending on your needs, on your support needs as an organization. We also have grantee portals. Yeah.
Yeah, I might jump in there just to add to the support offering, if I may. So we're busy working on a dedicated quick start managed services offering that really keeps to this ethos of keeping services affordable and predictable in terms of costs. So Vera has a set of managed services that any organization can take advantage of to support with things like basic system administration, user training, etc. And we are developing a dedicated quick start service that is set at an affordable fixed cost that is really focused on helping your team learn and adopt this new system, really make sure that your team can own it and use it properly and get as much value out of it as possible. And we would see that just about out as a 6-month service. And we would really, really strongly recommend that any quick start customers explore that as an option. It's really, really useful service.
Thanks for that, Caitlin. We have a question. How can we track our beneficiaries and their progress? I think this would be addressed by the programs bundle. Caitlin, I'm not sure if you want to chime in.
Yeah, absolutely. So that would be a really good fit, it sounds like, from the surface at least, for the program delivery bundle. So this is using Salesforce nonprofit cloud functionality to help you set up profiles for your different beneficiaries. So anyone in your network that interacts with your programming, and you can track their participation in your programs over time. So things like attendance, let's say, I'm not sure what your use case is, but if you run educational workshops, as an example, you could track the attendance of those beneficiaries or those people in those workshops over time. You can also set up in the system benefits. Again, depends on your use case, what a benefit would look like. But you can attach or attribute, so to speak, benefits or services to those individual people, which will help you at a granular level track the amount or the quality of benefits that you have provided to people over time, which again then can be aggregated in different ways. For example, geographic area or over certain periods of time, or by gender or by age group, so forth.
Awesome. Thanks, Caitlin. See, we have another grant management. We have
Popular
approval
one.
workflows. Yeah, it is quite a popular one. We have approval workflows behind project and program management. You want to chime in, Caitlin?
Yeah, I'll speak to this one about approval workflows behind program and project management. I think this is a really common use case that we get from our normal consulting clients. We've chosen not to build this into the quick starts at the moment because those approval workflows tend to differ between organizations. So, for example, different organizations will have varying project or program life cycles or different approvers who have to approve or reject the evolution of those projects through the life cycle. So because those approval workflows aren't always uniform, we've chosen to not include it in the first iteration of QuickStarts. That may change over time, but I think what's important to say here is that Salesforce has really, really solid functionality to support this in a pretty contained next piece of work. So Salesforce has a feature called approval processes, which allows you to essentially lock the project or the program in a certain stage or phase until certain criteria are met. And then that record can be submitted either by a user action or automatically to a certain user to approve. So for example, maybe your exco has to approve the financials of a project for it to be closed. That would be a really good use case for approval workflows. So absolutely possible, very common, but not included in the quick starts.
Awesome, thanks. We also have reports from grantees. Yeah, we see we have a lot of requirements relating to grants management. Yeah, so in terms of reports from grantees, although I'm not sure what the specific need or requirements would be, from this, but in terms of like, there's no portal at the moment that allows grantees to add reports. However, there is, I think App Impact comes with the submissions feature, which is something also that is unfortunately not included in the Quick Starts, but would be available should you want to implement onto future phases. Caitlin, not sure if you want to add in onto that one. We have another one says archiving data library during the project lifecycle once project concludes.
Yeah, interesting one. So I'll speak to the grantee reporting first. So correct to say that we haven't included outbound grants, so money moving from your organization to one of your grantees in the Quick Start bundles. We may consider this for the roadmap, depending on the nature of the feedback that we get and requirements that we get over time for Quick Start. So please keep the feedback coming. So grantee reports specifically are not included, but all of the quick starts do have pre-configured reports built into them. So reporting is definitely quite well represented across the portfolio of quick starts. And we do have submissions or narrative report functionality built in to the PMIM bundle that will allow you to collect some narrative data or qualitative data from reporting partners, so to speak. Cool, I hope that answers that. For archiving data library, I'm not sure exactly what's meant by data library here, but archiving features not included in the quick starts, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Whoever put this, I would encourage you to reach out to Vera and we can have a little bit more of a specific conversation around this. I would see archiving becomes important when you are working with quite large data volumes. I think we would need to assess if archiving functionality is really required here and why you would need to archive that data. But we can definitely chat about that more offline. Great. I'm going to move us on for time here.
Awesome. Thanks, Caitlin. So next question we have is what hesitations do you have in exploring a Salesforce-based solution? So just curious to understand what are some of the hesitations with regards to implementing or working with Salesforce? guess no hesitations yet.
Not a single hesitation. Perfect.
Amazing.
While everyone thinks, just adding in here, I think the nature of this webinar is intended to be largely informational, but we will provide contact information at the end of the webinar and really encourage anyone who's on the call to reach out to us directly if you have any questions at all or you need to talk about specific requirements.
Yeah, thanks, Caitlin. We have a hesitation here. Salesforce is so big. Yeah, we've actually heard this from a lot of organizations, especially like small to medium-sized organizations. We understand that Salesforce might seem like a giant of a platform. It might feel daunting. However, that brings us to the beauty of QuickStart solutions. They provide you with off-the-shelf solutions that are easily adaptable and can be used really easily. We have another one that says, I believe Salesforce is expensive. Yeah, so also I guess with a lot of organizations who I would say no, the profit side of Salesforce and not the non-profit side would believe that it is expensive. It might be for some of their products. But I mean, with our quick starts, as an example, they are built on fixed costs, which is crucial for a lot of non-profit organizations who don't know when they'll be receiving their next funding. And so having the planned costs is really a crucial factor in determining a platform to work with. Is there a Salesforce presence in South Africa? Yes, there is. So, I mean, Salesforce is a global company. They are literally in every region, every corner of the world. There is a Salesforce presence in South Africa, not necessarily an office base, but they do have a lot of individuals, whether it be account executives, which are sort of like account managers. They also have solution engineers. So yeah, there is quite a bit of presence and support in South Africa. We actually recently had a world tour that was in Johannesburg about, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago, Caitlin? So yeah, they are really trying by all means to engage with their customers and share more about their different solutions. I never heard of Salesforce before. Yes, this is, yeah, it's actually quite a common statement as well, especially within the region and South Africa as well. As someone who's in South Africa, I can speak to this. Yeah, a lot of individuals have never heard of Salesforce, or they only know the for-profit side of it. Um, Another question is, how scalable is a Salesforce system compared to my custom system? So yeah, I'd say, I mean, one of the key reasons why as we work with Salesforce is because of that scalability, functionality. You know, it allows the system grows as the organization grows. It allows that flexibility, whereas you know, sometimes custom solutions are limited. You know, they require a lot of maintenance, and so yeah, I would say really Salesforce system from the organizations that I've spoken to, I would say that having a Salesforce system has been more of a better route for them than their previous custom built solutions. Another one we have is resources, time and money required to manage and maintain a system. Yeah, so yeah, we've heard this one as well. Yeah, this is actually a common one as well that we've heard from a lot of organizations. Aggregating qualitative data. Yeah, Kate, I'm not sure if you want to chime in, but yeah, this is actually something that is discussed quite often in our first calls with nonprofit organizations who are still exploring whether or not to go the Salesforce route.
Yeah, this is a great point. I've got a few other comments just about Salesforce in general that I'll get to after this one. I think this is aggregating qualitative data is a tricky one. Salesforce is not a qualitative data management tool. So it's not going to have comparable functionality to something like InVivo 12 or one of the other dedicated tools for qualitative data. This could change in the coming years with all of the investments that Salesforce is making with AI and Einstein. There very well could be much more robust qualitative data analysis and aggregation functionality released on the platform coming up, like sentiment analysis, thematic analyses, keyword analyses, those kind of functions. I would say at the moment, in an effort to set realistic expectations, the PMIM bundle would be the best one, most likely to elicit and organize qualitative data, but it is not going to be a qualitative data analysis tool without additional work or other tools. I think we would need to better understand the actual requirement that's sitting underneath this of how you're aggregating that data and why you're aggregating that data. But yeah, you may have to explore an additional tool or something else. I wouldn't say that this is a core function of Salesforce or the bundles. It is better suited to aggregating quantitative data for sure. Great. So two other things, maybe just to note in terms of scalability and resources. One of the really beautiful things about Salesforce is that they release functionality through major releases 3 times per year. And they really push some pretty incredible updates to the system. So even without doing anything at all, not having any additional service provider configuration, your system will improve over time, which is a really nice value add. And that's everything from the really technical stuff, performance, that side of things, as well as the very user-focused things like the user interface, etc. Also worth noting that Salesforce has just incredible documentation online, so you can really learn really as much as you want about the platform. They've got a free online learning management system called Trailhead, which anyone can go onto, and you can learn like the super basics, just getting started with Salesforce, all the way up to very technical architectural concepts. Okay, and so does AMP Impact support the qualitative data dashboard creation? Again, I would need to understand better what you're trying to illustrate with that qualitative data. If you're thinking about things like word maps or kind of keyword volumes, that sort of interpretation of qualitative data, it does not. But I think we would need to better understand exactly what you're trying to achieve here. So whoever's put these questions about qualitative data, please do reach out to us. Our team is pretty good at outlining what our products are strong at and where there may be gaps. So we can definitely help you parse that out. Cool. I think let's move on for time here. Okay, so I'll quickly run you through what happens if you become a QuickStart client. So like we spoke about before, we're moving away from this model with QuickStarts of these kind of long burn configuration setup processes that you often see in system implementations. So your typical implementation is typically about 9 to 12 months in length, and your service provider would start with a deep level discovery and design to elicit and document all of your business requirements. Then we would go into a build and testing phase where we're configuring all of that functionality. Then we're training your users on how to use it. And then finally, you would roll into some kind of ongoing support contract. So quite a long timeline to actually using the system. So you can compare this to the QuickStart model, where we shrink that timeline quite dramatically from that 9-ish month timeline down to just about 1.5 months. So we're aiming to deliver these in 6 weeks. So instead of doing all of the requirements, elicitation and documentation, excuse me, we have built all of these quick starts really according to industry best practice. So these are a culmination of working with so many different clients over time, and we've built them according to what we've seen really work for the vast majority of organizations. So because of that, we can just install the quick start solution in your org, train your users on how to use it, and then again, we would really recommend that you take advantage of our QuickStart managed services as well. Okay, so a bit more on the implementation process here. When your QuickStart project kicks off, you would be introduced to the Vera technical consultants. They would help you go through the terminology relabeling process. Once they've got all of the labels that your organization uses, they would go ahead and install the package in your Salesforce org. I'm so sorry, give me one moment. Getting a cold at a very inopportune time right now. Sorry about that. So they would go ahead and install the package in your Salesforce org, give you a demo of that system, train your system administrators and users on how to use it, and then finally hand over all of the documentation, again, the kind of functional business documentation, as well as all of the technical documentation that you need to really understand, own, and enhance that system over time. Okay, what's next? So if you're interested in getting involved or learning more about any of our 3 core QuickStart bundles or the 2 add-ons, which as a reminder are Plus Awards and Plus Partner Portal, you are welcome to contact us at verasolutions.org/contacts. That is our generic contact page. You can also access that page by scanning the QR code here. You can also visit our Africa homepage for regional specific resources, or you can reach out to myself or Wendy via email with any of your questions. Happy to chat through specific requirements if the quick starts fit what you're looking for, or if not. And yeah, we're very happy to provide demos, answer questions, all of the above. Great. I think we're basically at time. We've got a couple minutes. If anyone has any burning questions that you'd like to put into the Q&A, we can try to answer any of those with our last couple minutes here. Great. Pleasure. Just give it a moment to see if any questions come in. Cool. Doesn't look like it. Okay, then I think we'll wrap up there. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. We're really excited for QuickStarts to go out into the world. We're looking forward to answering any of your questions and being in touch. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks, Wendy.
Thanks for joining, everyone.